With Aaron Rodgers re-signed and Devontae Adams franchise tag, do you think that the Packers are going to be a legitimate Super Bowl contender this season and then the subsequent years after?
No, bluntly, no. I mean, what did you do differently this offseason that you didn't do last year? Aside from re-sign Aaron and Devontae, but you lose key players. Preston Smith, gone. More than likely, Randall Cobb, gone. There's Jair Alexander is looking to get an extension. But now that Aaron and Devontae are holding so much money between the two of them, and Devontae is up once again for a contract extension, or a brand new contract, should I say, next season, how do you pay one of your best players? Green Bay has tied themselves into such a suicide knot. And I hate to have to reference it like that, but this is all that I get it. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best players in the league. Aaron Rodgers is coming off of his fourth NFL MVP. Aaron Rodgers is having probably the best stretch of seasons, regular season wise, that quarterbacks have had in NFL history in terms of consistency and dominance, in terms of touchdown versus interception ratio. It's been nuts. But he is becoming a Peyton Manning. He has won one Super Bowl and he is a dominant regular season quarterback, but just can't get it done in the postseason. I hate to have to use that reference because Peyton Manning's my favorite player, and obviously, athletically saying Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Peyton Manning because of what he's able to do with his legs, his arm strength, his ability to roll out of the pocket and make all those fancy throws, which Peyton was never able to do. Just strictly a pocket passing quarterback who was able to annihilate the line of scrimmage and just schematically against the defense. But when you look at what Green Bay has assembled, or should I say, what Green Bay has tried to do over the last couple of years, they tried to bring in talent a few years back, and their peak was the NFC Championship against Tom Brady, and they threw that away. Last year, they lost to the 49ers at home. You want to be in Lambeau in January. You want to be at home in the playoffs. You want people to come and face you in the tundra. Aaron wasn't able to produce shit. So I'm looking at Green Bay, and I'm saying, yeah, they're going to win the division because Minnesota's not going to compete with them. Obviously, Chicago is doing what they're doing, and then Detroit is Detroit. So, woohoo, you're going to win the NFC North. I don't see anybody competing out of that. I don't see them winning. I say that the Rams can beat them. I think that I think that the Cardinals can beat them if the Cardinals can find a way to bring some people back and get it done and bring the band back together. And I'm just looking, who else? I think that the 49ers, if they get the right quarterback, just because of the team that they have together, I think that they can beat them. There's just too many teams that I can see looking at this Green Bay team and say, yeah, I think they'll go to the Super. Like, no, I don't. I don't see it, and I think that Aaron asking for this much money solidifies him as one of the most selfish players in NFL history. Man, I can't really shake that narration because even if the $200 million isn't right, the guaranteed money that is rumored is $153 million guaranteed. Where is Green Bay supposed to get money? Where is Green Bay supposed to sign people to help you? I don't know.
Kevin, I think it's dead in the water as far as their Super Bowl chances go, whether it's this season or in the near future after this season, just because when you look at Aaron Rodgers throughout the totality of his career, he's always been able to provide Green Bay a great regular season, but he's fallen short. And the reason why is not because of the play on the field. It's just that he leaves the Packers in such a terrible space as far as their cap space goes. They can't bring anybody in to bolster not only the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side of the ball as well. When you look at Aaron Rodgers, now granted, the cap number going into this season for Aaron Rodgers specifically is $46 million. Yeah, I think the only player that has a higher cap hit than Aaron Rodgers is Matt Ryan. And I think Matt Ryan is getting paid, or his cap hit is $48 million for the Falcons next season. When you look at that and you attach it to what the cap number for the NFL is this upcoming season, it's at $208 million. If you do what 46 divided by 208, 46 million divided by 208 million, it's around 22%. If the Packers were to win the Super Bowl this year, I think he'd be like the first quarterback in NFL history to be able to bring a Super Bowl to that team despite having a cap hit higher than 20% for that team. It's just that when you look at that, it's like, who are you going to be able to bring in? I mean, they had the franchise tag Devontae Adams. We all know that Devontae is going to want a contract extension. his cap hit going into this year was $20 million. And I imagine when he gets into contract negotiations after this season, it's going to be upward of at least $25 million. I know it was reported that he eventually wanted to get somewhere around that $30 million a year mark. I just don't see that happening with Green Bay moving forward. If I look at it, this is the year that they go for it. And I don't think they're going to have any sort of shot to make the Super Bowl after this season, because once you look at this team after this season, I think it goes downhill. Aaron Rodgers will be able to continue to put up good numbers. He may even rival, some MVP type numbers just because he is just a great consistent quarterback throughout the regular season. But in the playoffs, he comes up short. He's had ample opportunities to get to the Super Bowl the last decade. And time again, he falls short, whether it's in the NFC divisional round, whether it's in the NFC championship game, he just doesn't get it done. And it is partially on him because when you look at other players, I'll take Tom Brady, for example. When Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, Tom Brady did not have the cap hit that Aaron Rodgers had for their respective teams. Tom Brady sacrificed to a certain extent to be able to allow the Buccaneers to have a little bit more flexibility with their cap space. Aaron Rodgers does not give the Packers that same idea. And that really kind of puts the Packers in a bind because they're limited on what they can do as far as re-signing top players that they have on the roster, or possibly bringing some top flight free agents. They just don't have that same flexibility. And that's really where it falls on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers wants to win his way. He wants to get paid top dollar and be able to win a Super Bowl. And it's just not going to happen. I just don't see it happening. If it's going to happen, it'll be this season. But after that, there's no shot that the Packers win a Super Bowl, and let alone get to one. They haven't gotten to a Super Bowl since 2010 in Super Bowl, I think it was Super Bowl 45. It's been over a decade. And the way that this roster is constructed, there is no way they are going to make a Super Bowl this year and the years after. If they even get there, I think they'll be lucky because I think Aaron Rodgers has put them in a bind, and I just don't see how the Packers can be a viable Super Bowl team despite having a guy like Aaron Rodgers at the fold. That's just how I see it.